Hello, RC Vapor here. Just a quick video on what I recommend, how to put the electronics into WPL C24 and what electronics to use. So here we have the ESC which I'm using. It's the M-Tronics. It's Sportune 20 amp waterproof ESC. It's a plug and play. It's really simple to use and it's about £16, which is about $19. So the reason I went for this is it fits into the actual chassis really easily, and it's just a simple solder of your yellow wire to your positive and your blue wire to your negative. So it's dead easy to put into there. As long as you've got a soldering iron, you're going to have to need that anyway if you buy this kit, because obviously it doesn't come with pre-soldered cables to your motor. But as you can see, this ESC is really small, it's lightweight, and it just sits right inside here. I mean, once it's in there, it's not stuck down, it's not cable tied down, it just sits in there. And you'll see later on in the video when I put it all together that it doesn't move, that it is in there nice and snugly. Make sure that the wires go to the side of the motor, not above it, and you'll see why again, because it'll fit nicely when you put the top cab and everything back on there. So that's the ESC. I got it from eBay. Like I say, it was, I think it's about £16. You can stick it in if you like. There is a little bit there where you could stick it in, but as you can see, it's not going anywhere at all. It does come with a Tamiya lead as well, but you can change that to whatever battery you're using. You just snip that off and solder whichever one you want on there. So as you know, with this WPL C24, you do get the actual servo with it, and that just snugly fits into there. If you've got to this stage already building it, then you'll know where it goes. I just put some double-sided tape to stick that in there. So what we're going to do now is what you should do whenever you get to this point. You fitted your ESC, you need to fit now your servo and your ESC into the receiver and make sure all your electronics are working before you actually close everything up. So I'm using a Dumbo RC. I use my Dumbo RC transmitter for lots of different cars and just buy the receivers because the receivers are really cheap and it works really well. So obviously remember, your servo always goes into 1 and your ESC always goes into number 2. If I can get it in the right way, that is. Right, I'll just get the receiver and we'll see, transmitter, and we'll see if this will actually work. So always switch on your transmitter first, then switch on your electronics within the car. You can see, very responsive and works really well. Really smooth. The good thing about this ESC as well is whichever way you pull on your transmitter, it will be what way it goes forward and which way it goes backwards. So it's a plug and play. So you don't have to do really any endpoints or any trims or anything like that. It just works really well and really smooth. Right, now we know that's all done. The way that I fit my receiver into this is I actually put it in upside down and it fits in perfectly upside down. As you can see, just took my wires in there, put some tape on the underside of it, and it just sticks straight down onto your servo. And I found that's the best way to get it in there. So I'll just use some double-sided tape, stick that in, and then we'll move on to the next step. One thing to be aware of as well is obviously you've got your antenna cable. Now your antenna cable, there's nowhere for it to go up through the body. So all I do is just, there's a little bit of cable tie here. As you can see, the top of the ESC, I just fold it in two and then just put it into the actual cable tie on the side of the frame of the chassis, and it just keeps it nice and neat there. But you could just tuck it under, you know, into the actual canopy for the receiver. But as you can see, I just tuck it in and it fits in there nicely. So now we put the top on, so we can actually cover up now the actual receiver and the servo, and that's all enclosed in there and it's not going anywhere. So the next thing that we need to do now is actually put the back of the WPL C24, and as you can see, that ESC is snugly in there, it's not going anywhere. So these two wires now, what you have left is the power for your battery and obviously your on and off switch. Just want to tuck them to one side out of the way, and then we'll put the back of the truck on. And as you see, it doesn't interfere with the ESC, it doesn't interfere with the cables at all. Now the blue and yellow cable coming from the motor, this is why I said put it to the side, because if you put it actually on top of the motor it will get crimped. But as you can see, the blue and yellow wire are going to each side now and they don't actually interfere with anything. Just a bit of a tip as well, this actual part here, when you use the screw that comes with the kit, it doesn't really go in well. I'm using an M5 screw actually from a Tamiya kit, and it seems to hold it a lot more firmly in there. It's not going anywhere. And as you can see, the yellow and blue wires are not getting in the way. So we can just leave these wires loose for now while we put the cab on. And as you can see, everything is nice and neat and tidy now. There's nothing hanging out. The ESC is really fit snugly in there. It doesn't actually interfere with the cab going on there either. So we'll get the cab put on. Just one hint as well, when you're putting the cab on, the two lower screws to put that cab on, you're best off taking the tyres off, because I found if you try and leave the tyres on when you're putting it back on, it's a nightmare. So I always take the front wheels off, get the screws in and get that cab put back on. So now what is left to do is to actually just fit the battery. As you can see, I'm just using a NIMS battery that fits in really snugly in there, and then just obviously switch it on and connect all the receiver and things to make sure it's all working okay. And as you can see, once it fits in there, it's really nice. And just check the steering's working again, okay. Perfect. So all's left to do now is just take it out and have some fun with it. Hope you liked the video, hope you found it useful. If you've got any more questions, please put them underneath. If you liked my videos, please like and subscribe, and enjoy your RCing. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.